This is Shello Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 FM and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Shello Ford presents high school softball on iTalk 1067 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Good evening from Winslow, Arizona. This is Shello Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. The number 15 Bulldogs getting ready to host the number 3 ranked Shello Cougars in this 3A East matchup. Season ends on Monday. So as of today, Snowflake has wrapped up the region title. So this is just to improve some playoff positioning. So we're going to get into it. Our Summit Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. On the Shello side, no injuries whatsoever. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's ready to go. Unfortunately, that is not the case for the Winslow Bulldogs. They've been out without Kaya Wilcox, their outstanding pitcher for the entire season with a torn ACL. And today they are without another senior, Kendra Yabara, center fielder, number 3 hitter for the Bulldogs. The fear is there that possible ACL with a knee injury last game against Blue Ridge. So hopefully it's not, and Kendra can get back quick. So that's our Summit Regional Medical Center injury report. Again, Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Northland Pioneer College is our inning sponsor. So we want to thank them for that. So our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your house or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Shello. Keys to the game for Shello tonight is going to be consistency. Just staying consistent, doing what they've been doing all year long. They've got 2 losses on the year, and that is to the region champs from Snowflake. That's as simple as it comes from their coach. On the Winslow side, good sir, how are you? From the Winslow side, consistency, talking to Coach Hayes before the game. It's simple for him. They've got to put 7 innings together. He feels like they have not put together a whole game during the season. He said they played number 2 Empire earlier on in the year, met down in the Valley. It was a 4-4 ball game going into the 6th inning, and then things went downhill in 1 inning. So there's potential here with this Bulldogs team if they can stay consistent with Coach Hayes' opinion. So that's our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Again, if you need a key replaced any night of the week, any hour of the day or night, get a hold of Ace Hardware in Pine Top, Overguard, and Shello. We're getting ready to start. Let's get our defense aligned here for the Winslow Bulldogs. Pitching today for the Bulldogs, number 13, Maddie Breeze. Then we have behind the plate, Emily Wilbanks is catching. Over at first base is Tatum Upshaw. Shortstop is Angela Salazar. Second base is Cassia Sosi. Over at third base, Jewel Ben. Shortstop today, Angela Salazar. Left field, Olivia Palfy. Center field, let's see, is Mattel Gonzalez. And then over in right field, Gigi Vasquez. We're getting ready to start here with our Northland Pioneer College. If you're getting ready to start your college education, do it at your hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state, now offering a bachelor's degree program in education and business. That's Northland Pioneer College. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, lefty number 5, Angie Vasquez. Or Angie Vila, sorry. Villa hitting .564 on the year. First pitch swinging for a Mountain Mobile Gloss foul ball. I want to thank Mountain Mobile Auto Glass for their sponsor of all our foul balls. You need a windshield replaced, give Mountain Mobile Auto Glass a call. Villa, .564 on the year, 39 runs, 31 hits. Wind blowing straight in from dead center. Not sure we're going to see a whole lot of home runs tonight. Second pitch, ball outside. One the count to Villa. Here's the pitch. In the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff hitter here, Angie Villa. On deck, Aspen Clark. Breeze with the windup and the pitch. Ball just up, looks like on a changeup. 3 balls, 1 strike. Breeze with her sign, checks the wristband and delivers. That one's in the dirt, and we're going to get our lead-off walk. And that brings up number 11, Aspen Clark. Clark playing first base today, hitting .588 on the season. Sorry, she's hitting .575. The sister, Addie Clark, which is now on deck, hitting .588. Aspen .575 on the year, 20 RBIs, 2 home runs. Another left-handed hitter, Villa off and running, and she's in head first with a stolen base. Now the Cougars have runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch, up high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the top of the first. Runner at second. Last time these two teams met, back on March 17th, Sholo won that game 14-4. Here's the pitch from Breeze. That's a strike call, changeup right down the middle. Going through the rankings, Valley Christian 14-0 in the 1 spot. Empire 16-1 in that 2 spot. Then Sholo and Snowflake 3-4, and Tanca Verde 5. Here's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Out in right field for the Bulldogs is Jalen Hartman. Apologize for that. We had a couple fixes in the lineup with, here's the pitch. Ball's in the dirt. Villa on her way to third. She dives in, and she is safe at third. Great read there on the ball in the dirt by Villa. With the injuries, they were going to look at and trying to let Kendra Ybarra play and just hit. And when that didn't happen. Coach Hayes had to make a couple adjustments to his lineup. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Along with that and the wind blowing papers around and not being able to read my handwriting, there's another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for Aspen Clark. Still full count here. Runner on third and no outs. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. Winslow coaching staff doesn't like that one as Clark draws the walk. And that's going to bring up Sholo's number 3 hitter, leading hitter at 575, Addie Clark, or 588, 37 RBIs and 4 home runs for Addie. Ball's in the dirt. Good read there by Aspen as she gets into second base. And now Addie has 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the first. 0-0 is our score. Sholo gets the first 2 hitters on via the walk. And that's a strike called right there on the outside corner to even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Via over at third, Aspen Clark at second, and Addie Clark up to the bat. Got a little split grip going on. And there's a ball hit on the infield. Wynn's keeping it in the infield. She got jammed on that one, and that's an out number 1 as she flies out to the first baseman. And that'll bring up shortstop Avery Irvin. Irvin hitting .333 on the year. Takes a pitch right down the middle at the knees for a called strike 1. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Nice pick there by Wilbanks. There's a ball hit out the right field. That ball's going to hang up. Nice catch there by the right fielder. Via tags up, and she is going to score. So Irvin with a sac fly, RBI. And that's going to bring up Tatum Townsend. Townsend also hitting .333 on the season. There's a pitch, inside, jammed, fly ball to the second baseman, and that's going to do it for out number 3 on the F4. 1 run across in the top of the first for the Cougars. Coming to the bottom of the first. Bulldogs looking to even it up. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
If you're a business owner fighting for new customers in today's competitive marketplace, you may want to consider this. One of the most cost-effective branding tools is your employees. When your team wears your logo, they become walking billboards for your business, building awareness, credibility, and trust everywhere they go. Allegra Sholo doesn't just put your logo on apparel. They help create branded gear your employees are proud to wear and your customers remember. Better brand, better results. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Welcome back to Winslow High School on Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Leading off for the Bulldogs, Cassius Sosi. She takes high for ball one. Sosi hitting .400 on the season, 15 RBIs. Here's a pitch from Addie Clark, and that ball's up and in for ball two. Cougars lead 1-0 as they scratched one across in the top of the first. Clark asking for her to re-sign, checks her wristband for the bingo numbers. Here's the pitch to Sosi. Strike called. Good pitch right there by Clark. 2 balls, 1 strike. Clark with the windup and the pitch. Squares around and bunt is Sosi, and she fouls it off for strike 2. 2-2 the count as Sosi tried to lay a bunt down for a bunt single. Unsuccessful as she has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jalen Hartman on deck. Here's the pitch from Clark. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Got the camera guy. Oh, right by him. Just misses him. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss, and down goes Sosi for out number 1. That's going to bring up Hartman. Hartman, a freshman, hitting .308 on the season. Here's the pitch from Clark. Hartman squares around and has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball as she fouls off one up high for strike 1. Waiting on deck, Angela Salazar. Salazar, along with some of the other Bulldogs the injured Bulldogs, unfortunately, with Wilcox and Ybarra. She is the other stud senior on the team as there's a swing and a miss from Hartman for strike 2. Coach Hayes has had to piece his pitching staff together with Wilcox being out this season. Hartman spins away from that one for ball 1. Hartman dig-backs in. Clark checks her wristband, gets set, and delivers. That one's in the dirt for ball 2 to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. the windup and the pitch from Clark. Change up, ground ball over to third. Bobbled, and she's going to beat it out. That's going to go down as an error on the third baseman. That's going to bring up Salazar. Angela Salazar, shortstop, hitting .606 on the season. 19 RBIs, 4 home runs, 4 triples, 9 doubles for the senior. So they have a double first base over at first, but there isn't a base. So everything in our games has supposedly gone to safety. So now there's a double base. Bigger bases in the major leagues. So there's a double first base over there that's just a flat piece on the backside that's orange. So that's what they're using. So they got it all figured out. And here's the pitch to Salazar. That ball is up for ball 1. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Cougars. 1 out here for the Bulldogs. Runner on first, and a 3-hitter, Salazar up to bat. Here's the windup and the pitch. That ball is up and in for ball 2. Clark gets her sign and delivers. There's a Mountain Mobile Water Glass foul ball for strike 1. Here's the windup from Clark and the pitch. Ball's up, bounces out of the glove of Humphreys. Runner moves up on the air on the catcher. Three balls, 1 strike to Salazar. Runner now on second as she advances on the air as the ball popped out of the catcher's mitt. There's a Mountain Mobile Water Glass foul ball. Full count to the 3-hitter Salazar. Runner on second. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Mountain Mobile Water Glass foul ball. As Clark took a little bit off of that one and got Salazar just out in front. Here's the pitch from Clark. Another Mountain Mobile Water Glass foul ball right to the back of the screen. Salazar staying on it. Can Clark paint a corner? Can she get Salazar to chase a changeup here? Clark checks her wristband for the sign. Set and delivers. And there's another Mountain Mobile Water Glass foul ball. just for this bat alone, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass is getting their money's worth. Here's the delivery. That ball is a hit, smoked off the third baseman's glove. Salazar hit that one hard. I'm gonna give Salazar a hit just for as hard as it was hit. And then Hartman advances on the throw. So Bulldogs got runners on the corners here in the bottom of the first. And that's gonna bring up Gonzalez. Matel Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a sophomore, hitting .380 on the year. Takes that one for ball one. Bulldogs threatening here in the first. Trailing 1-0. As the Cougars were able to scratch one across in the top of the first. Here's a windup from Clark. Squares around and bunt. She offers, and nobody at second base. In fact, the runner got run into by the second baseman, stealing. So they fake the bunt, pull back. Second baseman coming up to cut off that throw, runs into the runner. Umpire does call obstruction. So regardless if she was tagged out, she would have been safe. So now it's 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Bulldogs, 2 runners in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss by Gonzalez. Gonzalez is late on that one. 1 ball, 2 strike the count. Gonzalez calls time, steps out. Steps back in. Clark rocks and delivers. And just blows it right by her for out number 2. That's going to bring up Jewel Ben. Ben, junior, hitting .344 on the season. Strike 1. Clark starting to settle in here. Rocks and delivers. That one's in the dirt, gets by Umphris, and we are all tied up. Snap throw back, and she is safe at third. A ball in the dirt, not blocked, and that one gets by the catcher to the backstop, and Hartman comes across the score to even up this game at 1 apiece. Salazar moves over to the third. And it's a 1-1 count to Ben. Here's the pitch from Clark. Ball is up for 2 balls, 1 strike the count. This wind blowing in. Not sure we're going to see any Comfort Fit Dentures home runs today. But if we do, we're going to smile. Comfort Fit Dentures. Clark rocks and delivers. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Two the count. Clark steps back up on the rubber, checks her wristband for the sign. Rocks and delivers. And that hits Ben right in the ankle, and she's going to take her base. Runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up Tatum Upshaw. Upshaw, a freshman, hitting .316 on the season. That's going to bring out Coach Hayes just to talk to Ben and see how she's feeling. She says she's all right, and she trots back on over to first base. Runners on the corners. here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 the score. 2 outs here for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs still threatening here. Clark gets her sign and delivers. That ball's low. Throw down the third. They're going to stay in the pickle, and that's going to get the run in, and she's safe at second. Cougars unaware of possibly how many outs had been in the rundown. Great call there by Coach Hayes as he sends the runner. And all she had to do was stay in that pickle long enough to get the run home. She did that and was able to score or steal the base. And that puts Upshaw with a chopper back to the pitcher for out number 3. We're going to the top of the second. Bulldogs with a 2-1 lead over the Cougars. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnault and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Win 2 VIP tickets to see Grammy Award winner Jelly Roll with Post Malone, Jesse Murph, Clay Walker, the band Perry, and more. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving away the ultimate VIP Boots in the Park weekend, plus $1,000 cash. Insured customers get dinner, movies, or $100 tint certificate, and everyone is entered to win. Broken windshield? Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Getting ready to start the second inning. Bulldogs lead 2-1. And if you're looking to start your college education, start it at the hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state. Now offering bachelor degree programs in education and business. That's Northland Pioneer College. Leading off the second inning for the Cougars, it's going to be Lindy Wallentine. Wallentine hitting .440 on the season, 18 RBIs. She takes first pitch called strike right there on the inside corner. Maddie Breeze in the circle tonight for the Bulldogs. There's a ground ball over to Salazar at short. Comes up firing. Out at first is Wallentine. That's going to bring up the catcher, Gracie Umphris. Umphris hitting .419 on the season. 1 home run, 7 doubles. Here's a pitch from Breeze. Ball low in the dirt for ball 1. 1 out here. Top of the second. Sholo scored 1 in the top of the first. Bulldogs answered with 2 of their own in the bottom of the first. Breeze with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the second. Breeze gets set and delivers. Pitch just outside. looking for our Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. And so far with this wind and the pitchers pitching inside, that one might not be as glass shattering as we see as Umphreys takes that one right down the middle for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So if you need glass for your home or business, give Deemer's Glass a call at 1-888-GLASSMAN. Breeze sets and delivers. That ball's low. Full count to Umphreys. Ari Rivera waiting her turn on deck here in the top of the second. Lights on, sun setting. Hopefully the wind dies down once the sun goes down. There's a swing and a miss as Breeze gets her on the changeup. And that's going to bring up Ari Rivera. Rivera hitting .258 on the season. Steps in, ball high and outside from Breeze for ball 1. 2 outs here in the bottom or the top of the second. Breeze sets and delivers. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. Bulldogs leading 2-1 here over the Cougars. Bulldogs ranked 15th in the state rankings as of today. Change up high for ball 2. Cougars sitting at number 3 in the rankings. Playoffs play-in games start next Wednesday. Final regular season game will be on Monday as the Lobos from Snowflake come over here to play the Bulldogs on Monday. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. And that's going to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rivera steps back in, flashing the signs, catcher getting him from the dugout. She relays him to Breeze, and here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, full count. 2 outs here to the number 8 hitter for the Cougars. Breeze comes set and delivers. And everybody on the Winslow side wanted that one, as the catcher holds it, shrugs her shoulders over at Coach Hayes, not sure where that one was, and that's a base on ball. And that's going to bring up Riley Wyatt, the 9 hitter. Riley might be one of the most dangerous 9 hitters in the state. She's hitting .441 on the year, 2 home runs, 3 doubles, and a triple. And Rivera takes off. And now she is over at second base in scoring position here for the sophomore lefty. Breeze set and delivers. Changeup outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Bulldogs lead 2-1. That one's Gets in the dirt, gets by the catcher. Catcher can't block that one. That's 3-0 to Wyatt. Wyatt digs in. I'm going to assume she does not have the green light here. 3-0 and 2 outs. But you never know. And she has it. And she swings right through it, pulls off of that one for strike one. Wyatt digs back in. Bree steps up on the rubber. Rocks and delivers. Strike right there on the inside corner. Full count to Wyatt. Runner on third. Tying run on third. 2 outs here in the top of the second. And once again, the Bulldog faithful want that pitch on the outside corner, and it's just not being given as Wyatt takes the walk. And now Cougars have got runners on the corners. 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Angie Villa, leadoff hitter. She walked and scored in the first. That ball's driven out to left field. Wind's taking it, and it's falling away. 1 run is in. Wyatt with the speed is in. Villa on her way to third, and she's in with a 2 RBI triple. And that right there might be the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game, as Villa puts her name in the running for that. And that's going to bring up Aspen Clark. Clark walked and was stranded in the first. Here's the pitch. And that ball's also hit out to left field. Wind's taking that one, and that one's going to be a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Here's the pitch from Breeze. That ball driven out to left, and that's going to be down. That is fair. On her way to third. She's going to slide it. She is safe. Back-to-back triples as Aspen Clark drives in a run. And Clark tells Villa, hold on a second. I want my name to be in consideration for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. Remember, if you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass. They're hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. It's 1-888-GLASSMAN. We might end up getting a Comfort Fit Dentures home run. It just might be an inside the park home run. That ball's driven through the 5-6 hole as Addie Clark adds to the lead of RBI. She dives in. We're going to give her a triple. She's going to advance to third on the throw. So that's not a triple. It's a double. Advancing over to third on the throw. As you can see, there's a great replay as that ball is just blistered through the infield. As Addie Clark with an RBI. gets over the third. She gets the double. RBI. We also are looking for our Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game. Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports has the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear in the White Mountains. They're south of Pine Top on Highway 260. They're on the right-hand side of the road just before you get to the Honda Resort and Casino. That brought Coach Hayes out of the dugout, try to settle down his pitcher. And that's going to bring up Avery Irvin. Irvin had a sac fly RBI out to right field in the first. Breeze set and delivers. That ball's high for ball one. 5-2 now. Cougars lead the Bulldogs here in the top of the second. And they've put 4 across here after the 1 in the first. Addie Clark over at second. That ball's in the dirt. Nice little block there by Wilbanks. Steps back in. Irvin coming into this game hitting .333 on the year. There's the ball skied up, stays on the infield. Salazar under it to retire the side. We're going to the bottom of the second. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 5-2. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Low Ford. Show Low Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Low Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Low Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. Number 15 ranked Bulldogs hosting a number 3 ranked Cougars of Show Low. Show Low just put up 4 in the top of the second to take a 5-2 lead. Now the Bulldogs looking to answer, and that's going to bring up catcher Emily Wilbanks. Wilbanks hitting .297 on the season as she takes that one for strike 1. That's a strike called to Wilbanks. No balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the second. Show Low leads 5-2. Clark rocks back and delivers. Wilbanks jumps, leans out of the way of that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Clark gets her sign, rocks back and delivers. And there's a ball hit up into center field. It is right to Rhea. Rhea comes up, plays the wind really well as she's not playing deep at all. And Wilbanks flies out for out number 1. As that's going to bring up Olivia Palfy. Palfy hitting in the 8-hole today, hitting .098 on the season. She squares around, tries to bunt, and misses on the attempt for strike one. That ball's low and inside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Addie Clark in the circle, rocks back and delivers. Swing and a miss there by Palfy for strike two. One ball, 2 strikes. Clark looks at her wrist, gets her sign, comes set and delivers. And there's a ground ball over the third. Off the third baseman's glove, throws it across, and Palfy's gonna be safe on the air. That's 2 balls we've seen tonight. Bounced in and out of the glove of the third baseman over there, Rivera for the Cougars. So 1 out, runner on first. That's going to bring up Gigi Vasquez. Vasquez attempts to bunt and does not pull back for strike one. Vasquez hitting .250 on the season. 2 outs here, or 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Clark rocks and delivers. Swing and a miss there by Vasquez for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here to the 9-hitter Gigi Vasquez. Here's the rock and the delivery. Swing it, 1 up on Vasquez for out number 2. There's a swing and a miss by Sosi. Sosi struck out in the first. And that one hits her. Second hit batter of the game by Clark. And that one's right in the calf, and Sosi's gonna limp on her way down to first, as that one got her straight in the calf. So she is hit by a pitch, and that's gonna move Palfy over to second, put Sosi on first, and that's gonna bring up Jalen Hartman. Hartman reached on an error and scored in the first. Hartman hitting .308 on the season. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. Cougars lead the Bulldogs here 5-2. Runners on first and second here for the Bulldogs. And Jalen Hartman. Hartman takes that one outside for ball one. Here's the pitch, big swing and a miss for strike one. One ball, one strike, the count to the two-hitter, Jalen Hartman. Runners on first and second for the Bulldogs as they're looking to chip away at this 5-2 deficit. Change up, great pitch there by Clark. As Sholo throws the ball over the third with a runner halfway down. One ball, two strikes to count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Clark rocks back and delivers. That ball's high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Both pitchers working really slow tonight. Here's the pitch. Another changeup. Great pitch there as Hartman goes down swinging for out number 3. We're going to the top of the third. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 5-2. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
You're listening to High School Softball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 1067 FM, KNKI Pine Top, Sholo and 102.5 Pine Top, a Kokoniki communication station. Kopaniki's hard to say at times, especially when you haven't done this all year. We are going to the top of the third. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 5-2. Maddie Breeze, first pitch, ball to Tatum Townsend. Townsend flew out to second in the first. Cougars looking to add to this 5-2 lead here in the third. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. No need to be scared in the truck, Mel. You are covered by walls. That ball's high into the backstop for ball 2. Mel's in the truck, sheltered by the wind, waiting for that pizza to be delivered here at about 7:30. Here's the pitch from Breeze. That another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Starting off the second inning here. If you're looking to start off that college education with the hometown college with the lowest tuition in the state. Northland Pioneer College is now offering bachelor degree programs in education and business. So go check out Northland Pioneer College. As Townsend gets hit by a pitch, and now she trots on down to first. And that will bring up Lindy Wallentine. Wallentine grounded out to short in the second. Wallentine hitting .440 coming into this game on the season. That ball's low in the dirt. Nice pick there by Wilbanks for ball one. Breeze gets her sign, steps up on the rubber and delivers. That ball is low, possibly a little outside. Can't really tell from my vantage point here. Definitely low. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here in the top of the third. Cougars lead 5-3, or 5-2, sorry, over the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch from Breeze. Change up high, 3-0 the count to Wallentine. Breeze checks her wrist, rocks and delivers. Has a ground ball up the middle to Salazar. Salazar steps on second, curls it across, and she is safe at first as Salazar gets the lead runner there. As Wallentine swinging 3-0. Hits one right up the middle. There's replay. Salazar over second base, throws across, just not in time. Wallentine with the fielder's choice. Townsend out at second. That's 1 out here in the top of the third. That brings up Umphris. Umphris struck out swinging in the first. She takes ball 1 low. The strikeouts have plagued Umphris this season. Unfortunately, she comes in hitting .419 on the year. Takes that one for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. 1 out here, runner on first. Here in the top of the third, the Cougars lead the Bulldogs 5-2. Breeze with the pitch. 3-0 the count to Umphris. Now we'll see if she has the green light. I was wrong last time, but with this wind blowing in and the runs coming at a premium, we'll see what Coach Nix gives Umphris here. Here's a 3-0 pitch from Breeze. And she is taking all the way as that one is right down the middle for strike 1. Breeze steps back up on the rubber. Rocks and delivers. And Umphris with a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Full count now to Umphris. I know baseball has come up with a pitch clock and pitch timer. I wonder if softball has it or if they're going to adopt it here soon. And that ball's in the dirt, and Umphris is going to take the walk. Now the Cougars got something going here with runners on First and second here was Wallentyne over at second as she reached on the fielder's choice. Umphris walks, and that's going to bring up Ari Rivera. Rivera walked and scored in that 4-run second. And that's going to draw a pitching change for the Bulldogs. Let's see if we can see some numbers here. Yeah, we'll step away here and we'll get numbers and the changes. This is Cougars lead 5-2 here in the top of the third. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067, iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
If you're a business owner fighting for new customers in today's competitive marketplace, you may want to consider this. One of the most cost-effective branding tools is your employees. When your team wears your logo, they become walking billboards for your business, building awareness, credibility, and trust everywhere they go. Allegra Sholo doesn't just put your logo on apparel. They help create branded gear your employees are proud to wear and your customers remember. Better brand, better results. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Welcome back to Winslow High School. Flores now on the circle, lefty pitcher for the Bulldogs. As she comes in and takes the place of Maddie Breeze. Cougars lead 5-2 here in the top of the third. 1 out, runners on first and second for Ari Rivera. Rivera walked and scored in that 4-run second. And there's a ground ball over to first. First baseman fields it, goes back, steps on the bag for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Riley Wyatt. Wyatt walked and scored also in that 2-run, or that 4-run second inning. Winslow is playing the Sholo Cougars here tonight. Cougars of Sholo ranked 3rd in the state. Winslow ranked 15 in the state. That one's in the dirt. Nice block there by Woolbanks. Runners on second and third. 2 outs here for Wyatt. Wallentyne over at third, Umphris at second. Here's the pitch. Wyatt with a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball. One ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Cougars looking to add to this 5-2 lead. Flores comes set and delivers. That ball is to the backstop. It's going to carry him away, and Wallentyne comes in to score. Courtesy runner for Umphris will move over to third. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Wyatt. Here's a pitch from Flores. Another Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball and the big cut from Wyatt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one is called strike 3 to Wyatt. And we're going to go to the bottom of the third. Cougars lead 6-2 here over the Bulldogs. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Show Low, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Bulldogs looking to chip away at this deficit they have. 6-2, they're trailing here to Show Low. And Angela Salazar hits a laser up the middle for a lead-off single here in the bottom of the third. That ball was scolded right up the middle by Salazar, the senior, hitting .606 coming into tonight. Just added her 41st hit of the season. Squares around a bunt, snap throw over the third or second, and that ball is almost in the center field. Nice catch there. And that's going to be a strike on Gonzalez as she attempted at the bunt. Clark rocks back and delivers. That's a called strike 2 to Gonzalez. No outs here, bottom of the third. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 6-2. Here's the pitch. That ball is up and in for ball 1. Appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Here's the lean back and the pitch. That ball is up to Gonzalez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Clark rocks back and delivers. And that ball is called strike 3 as Gonzalez goes down looking for out number 1. That is Clark's 5th strikeout of the game. And that now brings up Jewel Ben. Ben was hit by a pitch and stranded at second in the first. One out here in the bottom of the third. Ball's up and out. 2 balls and no strikes to Ben Salazar over at first. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 6-2. Low out of the catcher's mitt. runner's gonna advance on the miscue there. I don't give that a stolen base, but I'm also not the official scorer, so 3-0 here to Ben. Runner in scoring position, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Ben squares around the bunt, pulls back, that ball's bobbled down. Salazar over the third. As Umphreys just couldn't pick that one cleanly, as that one is thrown into the dirt there by Clark. Now Bulldogs got runners on the corners with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Tatum Upshaw. Grounded back to the pitcher in the first. Clark gets her sign, comes set, and delivers. Bunt down to Clark. She bobbles it, and we're gonna have the bases loaded, as there's been a couple defensive miscues here today for the Cougars, opening the door for the Bulldogs. So Upshaw over at first, Ben over at second, Salazar stays at third, and that's going to bring up Emily Woolbanks. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. If you didn't want to come out and fight the cold, windy weather here, appreciate you all tuning in. There's a ground ball through the 5-6 hole past the diving shortstop. 1 run is in, and that's going to be it as bases stayed loaded, and Woolbanks with the RBI single, scoring Salazar. Bases loaded, that's going to bring up Olivia Palfy. Palfy reached on an error in the second, and we're getting, I don't know what we got going on here. Looks like we're checking. Sholo thinks that we have a batter out of order. Checking lineup cards. So we're going to see, doesn't look like it's anything. So 6-3's the ball game. We'll get a courtesy runner over at first for Woolbanks, the catcher. 6-3's our score. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded still for the Bulldogs. Give a shout out to my daughter and niece tuning in tonight. Appreciate you guys too. Here's the pitch to Palfy. That one's right down the middle for strike 1. That ball's hit over the short, throws it over the third, and that's going to be the only out as they get that, the second out of the inning over at third. That brings in another run. And that's now 6-4. As Palfy reaches on the fielder's choice. Upshaw's out at third. That's a strike call there to Vasquez. Vasquez struck out in the second. Two outs, runners on first and second. There's a square around the bunt. And she is going to be out at third trying to steal, and that means Vasquez will lead off the next inning. So we're going to the top of the fourth. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 6-4. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Win 2 VIP tickets to see Grammy Award winner Jelly Roll with Post Malone, Jesse Murph, Clay Walker, the band Perry, and more. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving away the ultimate VIP Boots in the Park weekend, plus $1,000 cash. Insured customers get dinner, movies, or $100 tint certificate, and everyone is entered to win. Broken windshield? Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Show Low Ford. Show Low Ford has the best deals. Not only does Show Low Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Show Low Ford sells the best at the best price. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Cougars lead the Bulldogs here 6-4 as we go to the top of the fourth. And that's going to bring up the top of the order for the Cougars in Angie Villa. Villa scored twice, reached on a walk and scored in the first, had a 2 RBI triple in the second. Here's the pitch from Flores. And that ball is driven out to left center. And that ball is one hop off the wall in the gap in left center. Villa on her way to third, and she is in safe with a lead-off triple. Second triple of the game for Villa as she is flying around the bases. Here's our great replay, and there's a shot of Villa right there, their second triple of the game. Villa telling everyone that she wants that Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store Player of the Game. And that's going to bring up Aspen Clark. Clark also with a triple and an RBI in that second inning. Aspen spins out of the way of that one for ball one. Here's the pitch from Flores. That ball's up for ball two. Flores in relief for the starting pitcher Breeze. Runner on third. No outs here in the top of the fourth. Villa with a lead-off triple. And now Aspen Clark looking to drive her in. That ball's up for ball three. At ball four as Aspen Clark draws the walk, and that's going to put runners on the corners for her sister, Addie Clark. Clark steps in for the Cougars. Clark leading the Cougars with that .588 average, 37 RBIs, looking to add to that till snap throw down to third, and she is out at third. Great throw there by Woolbanks. What a snap throw as she just gets caught in no man's land down there at third. Aspen Clark moves up to first, or moves up to second from first, I should say. There's Clark out in front, ground ball back to the pitcher, and she's going to beat it out. Good hustle there as she just hits the ball off the end of the bat and just hustling as the pitcher just couldn't field that one cleanly. And that's going to be an error on the pitcher. Aspen Clark at third, Addie Clark at first. That brings up Avery Irvin. Irvin jams. Hits one off the hands for Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Foul ball. One out here in the top of the fourth. Cougars lead 6-4 over the Bulldogs. Runners on the corners. Snap throw down the third, try again. Clark safe. Addie Clark moves up to second. So now two runners in scoring position for Avery Irvin. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Here's the windup from Flores. That ball's past the catcher. Here comes Aston. That ball's thrown past the pitcher. Both runs are going to score as the Clark sisters come around on the wild pitch and then the error on the throw. And it is now 8-4 Cougars. Here's a replay, and then the ball goes sailing past the pitcher, and Addie Clark never stops and comes in to score. Cougars doubled up the Bulldogs here. Avery Irvin, 2 balls, 1 strike the count, 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Flores with the changeup. That ball's hit out the center, and it's going to drop just in front of the center fielder as Irvin, with the perfect placement on the windy night, gets herself a single. Good hustle there, just out of the reach of the center fielder as Irvin gets a single. And there's 1 out, and that's going to bring up Tatum Townsend. Townsend flew out to second in the first, and it was hit by a pitch in the third. High for ball 1. Flores comes set, wind up, delivers, and that ball's hit out to right field. That's going to fall, and it is fair. Runner had to hold up to make sure. Good base running there as they had to hold up just to make sure that the right fielder didn't catch it. It hits off the lip of the grass, as you can see right here, and just chalk goes flying. Great job there by our camera guys up on the dugouts. And that's going to put Irvin over at third. Townsend with a double. Cougars 2 runners in scoring position again for Lindy Wallentine. Wallentine 0 for 2 on the day with a run scored in the third. Wallentine coming into today 440 on the season, as that average has dropped a little bit now with the 0 for 2 day. See if she can get a hit here and a couple RBIs. Change up by Flores for a called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wallenstein. Flores just outside. She's trying to paint the corner and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Bulldogs have been asking for that pitch all game and just aren't getting it. That ball back to the backstop. Runner coming across, and she is in safe. As that ball hit right off the padding here in Winslow, right back to the catcher, flips it to the pitcher. But Irvin comes in sliding ahead of the tag and under it. Townsend over to third. 2-1 the count now to Wallenstein. Cougars lead 9-4. That's going to bring a meeting out from pitching coach for the Bulldogs to check on his pitcher. I don't know if she got on the slide, caught a ball or anything, but it doesn't look like. So it's 9-4 Cougars. Looks like everything's all right, and we're hopefully ready to get back going here. 3-1 the count to Wallenstein. 1 out here. Runner at third for the Cougars. 9-4 here in the top of the 4th. Cougars over the Bulldogs. We're at the almost hour 45 mark here as this game is just taking its time. That ball is up as Wallenstein walks. And that's going to bring up Gracie Umfris. Umfris 0 for 1 on the day, a strikeout and a walk. Runners on the corners here for the Cougars. Umfris comes in with a .419 average into today. Score update for a baseball game. Show Low Cougars, your 3A East Region champions, beat the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets by a couple touchdowns tonight as a score of 20-2. That snap throw down to the second baseman on a fake steal there. It's ball 1 to Umfris. Umfris back in the box, runners on the corners here. 1 out in the top of the 4th. The Cougars lead 9-4. Ball's up and out for ball 2. 2-0 here to Gracie Umfris. Flores comes set and delivers. And let's see here. We're going to have a dead ball. Both runners should move up. As there's a snap throw down to third. It ends up going off the bat of Umphris and out of play. So this is one, my only question would be is on a throw from an infielder. I wonder if I have any umpire friends listening tonight, because I have a question on this. As that ball hits the bat and goes out of play, normally you get a 1+1. I'm wondering if this becomes a different situation because it's off a batter or it's not a play on a fielded ball, if it's a dead ball. As Umphris looking to walk, and she takes that one from my vantage point, looks right down the middle. First strike one, so 3-1 the count. So I'm just wondering if the runner on first should have gotten to third. That would be my only question now. If you get the 1+1, it's one I'm going to have to look into and ask some questions. 3-1 the count here to Umphris. As she gets the walk that time. As runners on first and second now for the Cougars, and that's going to bring up Ari Rivera. Rivera 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a run scored. One out here, top of the fourth. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 9-4. Here's the windup. Big swing and a miss there by Rivera for strike one. Here's the windup from Flores. That ball's hit down the left field line. That ball's in. One run is in, on their way to third, on her way to second, and that's going to be an RBI double for Rivera. As Valentine scores, the courtesy runner for Umphris moves over to third. And Rivera gets the RBI double down the left field line, just over the head of the third baseman, as you can see, and then it rolls into foul territory, and that's going to bring the 9-hitter up, Riley Wyatt. Wyatt 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, a walk, and a run scored. Wyatt comes into tonight hitting .441 on the season, as she lifts one right up to the catcher. Catcher's under it. Wolfbanks with the catch for out number 2. And now the Cougars have batted around here, and leadoff hitter both of the inning and of the game, Angie Villa, coming back up to the plate. Cougars lead 10-4 here over the Bulldogs. Runner on second, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Villa, 2 triples on the day, 2 RBIs. She's got 2 more RBIs waiting out there with runners at second and third here at the top of the fourth with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Ball outside, 2-0 the count to Angie Villa. Again, the wind blowing in from dead center. Not sure we're going to see that Comfort Fit Dentures home run tonight. We're looking for it. That Smile Comfort Fit Dentures. 3-0 to Villa. Villa looking for that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game with those 2 triples. Also looking for that Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports player of the game. And that is ball 4, and the bases are now loaded for the 2-hitter, Aspen Clark. Clark 1 for 1 on the day, 2 runs scored and a walk. Triple with that RBI as her and Villa hit back-to-back triples in the second. And that's just going to bring Maddie Breeze back into the game, as even in baseball, as long as you haven't wasted the sub as a sub, the pitcher can come back in. There is a pitch limit in baseball, but that pitcher could always re-enter and then go back into pitching. So softball makes it a little bit easier just because the arm, there isn't a pitch count limit in softball compared to baseball. But Breeze is going to inherit the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Cougars looking to bust this one open as they already lead 10-4. All right, Breeze gets her warm-up pitches. Aspen Clark. Clark hitting .575 on the season, 20 RBIs, 21 RBIs as she got one back in the second. That's a ball in the dirt. Bases loaded here, top of the 4th. 2 outs, 1 ball to count to Aspen Clark. That ball is driven down the left field line, foul for a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball, just barely. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bases loaded here for the Cougars. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 10-4 here at the top of the 4th. Maddie Breeze back in the circle. Big swing and a miss there by Aspen Clark. Breeze got her out in front of that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. One and 2, the count, 2 outs. Bases loaded again for the Cougars. Ball's in the dirt, nice block there by Wilbanks. Deuces Wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the windup and the pitch. That ball is high. Full count here to Aspen Clark. Scoreboard says 11. I only have 10, so I'm not sure if they misclicked or if I have missed one. And there's a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball by Clark. Full count, 2 outs. I have 10-0. So that scores Townsend on the walk. Aspen Clark with the walk over to first. There's a foul ball, Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball to Addie Clark for strike 1. .12-4 is our score. I did find my mistake in the book. That ball is back to the backstop, and here comes another run, and she is safe as she slides under the tag. Via moves up to third. Aspen Clark over to second. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Addie Clark. One's up high. Addie Clark looking to add to that RBI lead, team RBI lead, coming into tonight with 37, hitting .588 on the year. Addie already had 1 RBI back in the second, looking to add 2 more here. Big swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove to even up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Addie squares around to bunt with the timing, and she drills one out to center field. The wind's gonna hold that one in the yard as she flies out to center for the 3rd out in the 4th. Cougars bust this one open as they lead 13-4 going to the bottom of the 4th. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Number 15 ranked Bulldogs find themselves down 13-4 to the 3rd ranked Cougars of Show Low. Here in this 3A East matchup, regular season ends on Monday. And playoffs play-in games will start Wednesday. For 3A. And that brings up, let's see, we might be having a pinch hitter for Gigi Vasquez.
Oh, I didn't need that.
Coach Hayes said some of their numbers got mixed up today because they were changing some jerseys around. doing some things. The 2 balls, no strikes to the 9-hitter. This is now Bailey Upshaw pinch hitting today. Swing and a miss. Two balls, 1 strike, the count to Bailey Upshaw. Bailey hitting 143 on the season. There's a Mountain Bulldogs foul ball as Upshaw's way late on that one. Clark set and delivers. And the Sholo faithful wanted that one. Umpire said outside or high. Not sure which one from my vantage point, sitting off to the right side of the plate. Swing and a miss for out number 1. And that's going to bring our leadoff hitter, Cassius Sosi. Sosi 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in the first and hit by a pitch in the second. Swing and a miss on the drop ball from Clark for strike 1. Here's the pitch from Clark. That ball is lined past the first baseman into right field, and Sosi's going to get a single. She hits that one just past the outreach arm of Aspen Clark over there at first base. And the Bulldogs have a runner on first with Sosi, and that's going to bring up Jalen Hartman. Hartman 0 for 2 on the day. Scored in the first. Struck out in the second. Reached on an error in the first. The ball high, 2-0 the count to Hartman. The dangerous Angela Salazar waiting on deck. Here's the pitch from Clark. That's right down the middle for strike 1. Hartman shakes her head in agreement, as she knew. Runner at first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Bulldogs trail the Cougars 13-4. Another one right there at the knees, first called strike 2. That ball is outside on the changeup. Clark wanted that one. No avail. Here's the pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss as Hartman goes down for out number 2. Clark 7 strikeouts on the day. 2 outs. Runner on first for Salazar. Salazar hit a rocket single in the 3rd, single in the 1st. Scored twice. Takes that one for ball 1. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 13-4. called strike right there, as it evens up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Change up right there at the knees for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Salazar coming into tonight hitting .606, and she's already 2 for 2 on the day. Swing and a miss on the rise ball, and the Bulldogs go down in the bottom of the 4th. Cougars lead 13-4. We're going to the top of the 5th. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Sholo Cougars leading the Winslow Bulldogs 13-4 here as we go to the top of the 5th. Cougars looking to add to this lead here. Bulldogs hoping to keep this away from run rule territory. Cougars ranked 3rd in the state, right behind Valley Christian and Empire. Bulldogs fighting for a home game in that play-in game on Wednesday, as they are ranked 15th right now in the 3A rankings. And that's going to bring up Avery Irvin. Irvin sacrificed RBI in the 1st. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike 1. Irvin flew out to the shortstop in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th. As the Cougars battered around in that 4th inning. That ball got away from Breeze, as it's 1 ball, 1 strike the count. In top of the 5th, 13-4 is our score here. Cougars over the Bulldogs. Regular season concludes on Monday, as the Bulldogs will host the region champs from Snowflake, as Snowflake's already wrapped up the region championship, as they're the ones that have handed the Cougars their only 2 losses of the season. Both 1-run ball games. Great ball games this season between the Cougars and the Lobos. 2 balls, 1 strike the count here to Avery Irvin. Breeze gets her sign, rocks back and delivers. There's a strike at the knees to even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tatum Townsend waiting her turn on deck. Breeze with the windup and the pitch. Irvin lines one down the right field line. It skips past the right fielder. She's on her way to 2nd. She's going to be on her way to 3rd. And Irvin in with a stand-up triple to lead off the top of the fifth. Great swing there by Irvin. As Irvin leads off the fifth with a triple, and that's going to bring up Tatum Townsend. Townsend with a double and a run scored in the fourth, hit by a pitch in the third, and flew out a little pop fly to the second baseman back in the first. So she's 1 for 2 on the day with a run scored. And there's a ball driven out to center field. That should be deep enough for a sacrifice fly, and it is. Great swing there by Townsend, as Townsend's going to get a sac fly and an RBI. Great team ball right there. She gets the sac fly, and now the Cougars are up 14-4. And that's going to bring up Lindy Wallentine. That ball's in the dirt for ball 1. Wallentine 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and 2 runs scored as she reached on a fielder's choice back in the third and walked in the fourth. So those are her 2 times scoring. Ball in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Wallentine. Here's the pitch from Breeze. Wallentine watches that one. 3-0 the count. Waiting her turn on deck is Gracie Umphris. Wallentine hitting .440 on the year coming in tonight. Takes ball 4, and she's going to trot on down to first with the base on ball. It's going to bring up Gracie Umphris. Umphris 0 for 1 on the day with 2 walks and a strikeout. Breeze checks her wristband for the sign and delivers. Ball in the dirt. Good read there by Wallentine as she gets into second, standing up on the wild pitch. Umphris .419 on the year. Looking to add to that average. Again, 0 for 1 on the day, 2 walks with a run scored. That ball's in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 1 out here in the top of the fifth. 14-4 is our score. Cougars over the Bulldogs. Umphris digs back in. Breeze steps up on the rubber. Gets her sign and delivers. Gracie with a fly ball out to right field. Right fielder's under it. Makes the play for out number 2. Runner on second here. That brings up Ari Rivera. Rivera had a double and an RBI with a run scored in the fourth. Walked and scored in the second. And then grounded out to the third baseman in the third. So she is 1 for 2 on the day, 2 runs scored and an RBI. Takes high for ball 1.
Yeah, I know. That's like
Again, you are listening to high school softball presented by Sholo Ford on iTalk 106.7 FM, KNKI, Pine Top, Sholo, and on 102.5 Pine Top, a Kopaniki communications station. Here's the pitch from Breeze. There's a big swing and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Ari Rivera here in the top of the 5th. 14-4 is our score. Cougars threatening still as they have a runner in scoring position out of second base in Lindy Wallentine. Breeze set and delivers. There's another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Here's the pitch. Change up. Ball hit out the right fielder. Right field is under it. Makes the play to retire the side. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs trailing 14-4 to the Cougars. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
If you're a business owner fighting for new customers in today's competitive marketplace, you may want to consider this. One of the most cost-effective branding tools is your employees. When your team wears your logo, they become walking billboards for your business, building awareness, credibility, and trust everywhere they go. Allegra Sholo doesn't just put your logo on apparel. They help create branded gear your employees are proud to wear and your customers remember. Better brand, better results. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. We're going to have a pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 5th, Kendra Ybarra, who I was told had a knee injury at the beginning of the game, suffered in the Blue Ridge game. Has a big brace on that left knee, and she's standing in the box trying to get something started here for the Bulldogs. Here's a pitch from Clark, and that one hits her in that knee. As I'm sure that doesn't feel very good, especially if you have an injury with a brace on, but she's going to go on down to first base. And we're going to get a re-entry here as Ybarra's not going to stay out there to run. So Ybarra gets in the game tonight, sees one pitch, gets hit, and she is going to limp her way back off the field. Cougars put the leadoff runner on first here in the bottom of the 5th. And that's going to bring up Jewel Ben. Ben hitting .344 on the season, takes a strike call. Runner on first here in the bottom of the 5th. 14-4 is our score. Clark with the pitch to Ben. That ball is driven down the left field line up against the wall. One run is coming around, and that hit by a pitch turns costly as Ben hits a rocket double and an RBI down the line. Runner on second here. Bottom of the 5th. Umpire thought about a strike. Thought better of it. Tatum Upshaw. Upshaw 0 for 2 on the day. Takes that one for a strike right there on the outside corner from Eddie Clark. Clark rocks back and delivers. Strike call, exact same spot. Great location there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Upshaw. Swing and a miss for out number 1. Strikeout number 9 for Clark. And that's going to bring up Emily Wilbanks. Wilbanks RBI in the 3rd. As that's a wild pitch as Ben moves over the 3rd. Wilbanks 1 for 2 on the day. Had that RBI back in the 3rd. Runner on 3rd here for the Bulldogs, trailing 14-5. That ball's outside. As the fans to my right think that's a strike. Here's a pitch from Clark. That one is closer to the corner, and that one is called a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike the count, 1 out here, runner on 3rd. Bulldogs trailing 14-5 here in the bottom of the 5th. That was a ball, and I'm not sure what Humphreys is doing behind the plate, throwing, I don't know what happened there. She lost the grip trying to snap throw back to 3rd. Rocket to the shortstop. Irvin, she makes the play for out number 2. Wilbanks scolded that one on the line out to short. And that's going to bring up Olivia Palfy. Palfy 0 for 2 on the day, reached on a fielder's choice, reached on an error. Change up outside for ball 1. Clark comes set and delivers. That ball's in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Runner on 3rd, again 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Bulldogs looking to chip away at this deficit. There's a strike right there on the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. Clark rocks back and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 14-5 is our score. Cougars over the Bulldogs. And that one is low. Full count. Full count, 2 outs. Runner on third for the Bulldogs. Clark rocks back and delivers. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Clark gets her sign, rocks back and delivers. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Three twos are count, 2 outs. Runner on third here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a pitch from Clark. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 10. We're going to the bottom or the top of the 6th. Cougars lead 14-5 over the Bulldogs. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down.
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Show Low, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Win 2 VIP tickets to see Grammy Award winner Jelly Roll with Post Malone, Jesse Murph, Clay Walker, the band Perry, and more. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving away the ultimate VIP Boots in the Park weekend, plus $1,000 cash. Insured customers get dinner, movies, or $100 tint certificate, and everyone is entered to win. Broken windshield? Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint today.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Show Low Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 14-5 here in the top of the 6th. And then leading off the inning for the Cougars, Riley Wyatt. Wyatt drags, bunts, and it is foul for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball and strike 1. Tried to catch the Bulldogs sleeping there and use her speed. Tried to start off the inning with a bunt single. If you're looking to start your college education, do it with Northland Pioneer College. The hometown college has the lowest tuition in the state, now offering bachelor degree programs in education and business. That's Northland Pioneer College. Breeze set and delivers. Big swing and a miss on a high fastball by Breeze. Wyatt in the hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. Wyatt 0 for 2 on the day, a strikeout, fly out to the catcher, and then she walked and scored in the 2nd. And she takes that one, looking for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Angie Villa. Villa having a day. 2 triples, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Couple stolen bases in there. Villa takes that pitch right down the middle at the knees for a called strike 1. .5 is our score here, top of the 6th. Cougars leading the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Via's been driving the ball to the left field all day. That's where her 2 triples have come, one right down the left field line and one in that left center gap. Breeze back up on the rubber. Center fielder even shading over to the left center gap. They're trying to pitch her outside. There's a ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strike the count to Via. Breeze finally back up on the rubber, gets her sign and delivers. Via up the middle into the gap, almost in the gap in right field. Her speed, she is flying, and she is in with a double. As a center fielder, as I was saying, was shading over to left center, and that ball was hit closer into right center. So the center fielder had a range a long ways over, and Via, using that speed, goes diving in for a double. Via 2 triples on the day, and now a double. And that's going to bring up Aspen Clark. Clark bouncing ball up the middle, past the second baseman into center field. Via around the score, and the Cougars add to that lead, now leading 15-5. And that's going to bring up Addie Clark. Clark working on the timing, squares around the bunt, pulls back, drives one out to left field. Left fielder is under it. She makes the play. Tagging up is Aspen Clark as she's going to move over to second. Addie with the out on the F8. And that brings up Avery Irvin. Irvin coming in tonight, hitting .333 on the year. Sac fly RBI in the first. Ground out to the shortstop in the second. And then she hit a triple back in the 5th and had a single and scored also in the 4th. First pitch to Irvin is a ball. Runner on second for the Cougars as they lead 15-5 here in the top of the 6th. Irvin takes that one right at the knees down the middle for a called strike 1. Breeze steps back up on the rubber, checks her wristband for the sign, and delivers. And that ball is driven right back up the box. Here comes Clark around, and the Cougars extend that lead 16-5 as Irvin with an RBI single scoring Aspen Clark. And that's going to bring up Tatum Townsend. Townsend had a sacrifice fly back in the 5th with an RBI, a double, and scored in the 4th. She drives one into right field. That one falls down in front of the right fielder for another single for Tatum Townsend. Now runners on first and second with 2 outs. That's going to bring up Lindy Wallentine. Wallentine walked in the 5th, walked and scored in the 4th, and then had a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd, and then ground out to short. And she drives one into the right center gap. One hops off the wall, 1 run is in, 2 runs are in as Wallentyne hits an RBI double off the right field or into the right center gap. There's a great shot at that one hop off the fence. 2 RBIs for Wallentyne. On the double, it looks like we're going to get another pitching change. We're going to step away as the score's 18-5. Cougars over the Bulldogs. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Tatum Upshaw now in the circle for the Bulldogs. Gracie Umphris in the box. She takes ball 1 in the dirt. Lindy Wallentyne over at second base after she just had a 2 RBI double. Cougars now lead 18-5 here over the Bulldogs in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Upshaw. That one's also in the dirt. Past the catcher as Wallentyne moves up to third. Two balls, no strikes to Umphris. Again, top of the 6th, 2 outs here. Cougars lead Bulldogs 18-5. There's a changeup right down the middle as Umphris wanted nothing to do with the changeup after seeing 2 fastballs in the dirt to the backstop for the first 2 pitches. She takes the changeup down the middle for strike 1. Upshaw gets her sign, comes set, and delivers. Fastball in the dirt for ball 3. 3-1 the count. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Cougars looking to bat around for the 2nd time of the game here in the 6th. As Umphris walks. We're going to get a courtesy run over at first for the catcher, and that's going to bring up Ari Rivera. Rivera coming in tonight hitting .258. Rivera, 2 runs scored, and an RBI back in the 4th. That ball's in the dirt. Runner takes off for second. Now 2 runners in scoring position here for Rivera. Rivera flew out to right field back in the 5th, an inning ago to end that inning. That ball is high. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs here, top of the 6th. Cougars lead Winslow 18-5. That is ball 3 from Upshaw. 3-0 to Ari Rivera. Upshaw gets her sign, checks her wristband, making sure she's on the same page as the catcher, and delivers. And that is ball 4, and the Cougars have batted around for the 2nd time in the game. And that's going to bring up Riley Wyatt. Wyatt led off the inning looking for the first out of the inning. Wyatt 0 for 3 on the day with a walk and a run scored. She hits one out to left field, and that ball is down as the wind was turning it. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, 3 runs are in as Wyatt gets in with the 3 RBI triple, as that one gets past the diving left fielder, just out of her reach. 3-run score. Wyatt with the triple, 3 RBIs. And it's now 21-5. And that's going to bring up Angie Villa. And I'm pretty sure I'm safe to say that Angie Villa is going to end up being our Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game, as she has lit up the stat sheet tonight with 2 triples, a double, 3 RBIs. And there's one over to shortstop, and just as I hype her up, she grounds out to end the 6th. Angie, I apologize for the jinx, but we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Cougars lead Bulldogs 21-5. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Welcome back to Winslow High School and Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 1067, iTalk1067.com. And there's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball for strike one. Gigi Vasquez re-entering here in the sixth. Addie Clark in the circle looking to shut this game down. Strike two called as the run rule is in effect as we are after 5 innings and more than 10 runs. Cougars 3 outs away from ending this one. Bulldogs trying to make that not happen. Oh, squibber back to Clark. She throws it over to Sister Aspen for out number 1. That's going to bring up Cassia Sosi. Sosi 0 for 1 on the day. As she fouls that one off for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. The umpire's going to dust off the plate and give Sosi a time to walk that one off. And she just fouls that one right off her leg there. Clark gets her sign and delivers. There's another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. It's got a magnet up there on the first base dugout. Third base dugout. I'm a little backwards tonight. That ball's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sosi. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Clark. That ball is up, 2-2 the count. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. To the count, 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. Cassius Sosi. Here's the pitch. That ball is outside, full count. 3-2 to count. 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. Cougars lead 21-5 over the Bulldogs. Clark rocks back and delivers. And that ball is drilled into left field. Past the sliding left fielder. Sosi in with a stand-up double. Sosi blistered that one. Gets the double. And that's going to bring up Jalen Hartman. Hartman 0 for 3 on the day with a run scored back in the first. Clark rocks back and delivers. Strike 1 called. Runner on second as Sosi just doubled. 1 strike the count here to Hartman. There's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes to Hartman. 1 out, runner on second. Angela Salazar waiting her turn on deck. Here's the pitch. Ball is up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Hartman. Sosi out on second base, 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. Cougars lead the Bulldogs 21-5. Here's the pitch from Clark. Change up and out for ball 2. Snap throw back to second. Sosi's already there. Two the count to Hartman. Clark rocks back and delivers. Strike 3 called as she paints the inside corner for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Angela Salazar. Salazar 2 for 3 on the day. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Change up outside for ball 1. Salazar coming in tonight hitting .606 on the season, 19 RBIs, 4 home runs. That ball is up and out for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. Bulldogs trailing 21-5. Clark rocks back and delivers. That ball hits off of Clark. Salazar is safe as she hits another rocket. That one hits off Clark's leg. And we're going to get a single and an RBI for Salazar. Did you see that one just ricochet right off, line drive right off of Clark's leg? They're going to give her a couple warm-up pitches. As Salazar reaches base for the 3rd time tonight with another single. Salazar in there wanting that Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. That's going to bring up Gonzalez, Amatel Gonzalez. Ball 1 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez 380 on the season. 0 for 2 today, hit by a pitch, 2 strikeouts and a run scored. Here's the pitch from Clark. That ball's hit down the right field line and it is fair, right off the chalk. Here comes Salazar. She's gonna get held up and, oh, they actually called it a foul ball. And we have had an ejection. First base coach for the Bulldogs apparently didn't like the call on the foul ball that he feels like it hit the chalk. I don't know if we have a replay or not to see. But that was a... So the umpire points foul, and I never heard anything. He just points, doesn't throw his hands up or anything, just points foul. And first base coach makes a comment about it hitting the chalk, and the quick trigger came out. And first baseman says it's a foul ball. Umpire says it's a foul ball, and he's the only one that matters. The first base umpire is the one that made the call, not the plate umpire. So we're back to play after the ejection in the bottom of the 6th in a 21-6 ball game. 1-1 to count. That's a ball inside to Gonzalez. Here's the pitch from Clark. That's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. As that one catches the umpire, so the catcher's going to call time out of courtesy to go talk to the pitcher to give the umpire some time. Mr. Lopez seems like he's okay. Clark comes set and delivers. Swing and a miss by Gonzalez, and that's going to do it. No, I got coaches trying to ask me a question here. All right, that's going to do it as the Cougars beat the Bulldogs 21-6. We're just going to get into our post-game awards. First, our Deemer's Glass glass-shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. We need quality glass at affordable prices. Call Deemer's Glass at 1-888-GLASSMAN. We're going to give that to number 6 for the Bulldogs, Angela Salazar. Salazar had 3 rockets today. One of those hit off of Addie Clark. Hopefully she's okay in the circle. But the other 2 were just rockets into the outfield. So Angela Salazar, congratulations. You get our Deemer's Glass glass-shattering hit of the game. Again, if you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass at 1-888-GLASSMAN. Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports player of the game is going to be players of the game. If you have they have the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear in the White Mountains, located south of Pine Top on Highway 260, right-hand side of the road just before you get to the Honda Resort and Casino. For the Cougars, in the circle, Addie Clark, 11 strikeouts for the Cougars. Couple hits today. So we're going to give Addie Clark one of our Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports player of the game, number 10 in the dugout there for Addie Clark. Again, with those 11 strikeouts in the circle. And the other one, no surprise if you were listening and watching tonight, Angie Villa, number 5, somewhere in there for the Cougars. Villa, let's see, 4 for 5 on the night, it looks like. 2 triples, a double, 3 RBIs, and she probably could have had a single on the last one as she hit a rocket to short, possibly beat it out, but because the score was 21-5 at the time, I think she was called out just based on the score. But Angie Villa, again, another outstanding game at the plate. 2 triples, a double, a couple RBIs in there. So congratulations to Angie Villa again for being one of our Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports players of the game. That's going to do it for us here in Winslow, as Sholo beats the Bulldogs 21-6. This was Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7, KNKI Pine Top, and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.